Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, internet beware, the signal to noise ratio is getting vanishingly smaller every day, and I'm a part of that because it's showtime. Hi guys, how you doing? Nice looking guy, but he's not our subject for the evening. Nope. Time for a new character. Oh yeah. I've already deleted some old characters to make room. Rawr. And because I intend or hope to make it into a Thorns build, well, what would you say if you reached out to say a rose and you got a thorn in the thumb? You'd go, ow. That was a prick. So, we're going to go with lens prick. If they'll let me. Evidently, they will.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, there was darkness. Yeah. We know this one, all right? Summons a wolf. Do we only get one to start or two? I don't recall. If we get two, we have to wait.
The spirits of my family. The Temple of Etera will have my answers.
Ah, so it is just for the howl effect. Right. Let's... Oh, we don't have any actual attacks other than attack yet. And of course we have our doggy. I need a name for the dog. I will accept suggestions. Currently we whack for 21. Now we whack for 31. Perhaps I should have my wolf carry an axe in his mouth. That would do extra damage, right?
We
Wouldn't
can't
it?
let that happen. We need Herot's help. Your help.
Pardon the slurping, but, you know. .98, .92, it's slower. 31 versus 35. Numbers don't lie. Gotta think. I think the short spear felt enough better that I'm willing to do with the slightly lower number of damages. Go. You do want Gathering Storm to take the place of that. 32. 36. How about for the Gladius? 21. Yeah. Pardon me for a second. I must sip. So, I am having a minor issue this evening. I'm heading into a migraine. Now, I don't get awful migraines. I am very lucky. Am I hitting that damn thing? I know how bad real migraines can be. I've had friends who are utterly debilitated for days at a time, locking themselves in closed rooms, shut the curtains and pray for death kind of headaches. I don't get those. When I actually get a migraine, it's minor. I am very, very lucky. I understand this. But before I get the migraine, I get visual effects. In my case, about this much of my field of view right now I can't see. It has a sort of a shimmer in it. I call it the sun dazzle effect, because to my mind what it looks like is it looks like if you're out in public and the sun shines off of a bumper or a windshield and you turn away, but you can see the outline of the sun in your vision as you look around. That's what it's like, and it's about this big, which is not too bad. At least it's off on the side. Most of the time it's in far more close to the center of vision, and when it's there, I can't read for 10 or 15 minutes that it lasts. So on the annoyance scale, it's pretty high. On the pain scale, no, nothing at all. I know I am fortunate. Ooh. Must be better. Critical strike chance. Chance is slow on hit. No, it's not like a lot better. Now we have to talk to him again. Oh, Grail.
Are you good? Come. Let me watch you fight.
The chat system is hopeless. One of the few things in the game that I actively dislike. You might be able to hear off in the distance the cries of a kid. I have the window open because it's a nice day out. Oh no. And that automatically equipped. And because it's a nice day, some of the neighbors are likely to have their kids out in the courtyard playing around, which is fine, but there are a couple of the kids who their enjoyment comes not so much from play, but in screaming. I have noticed over the years that kids do enjoy screaming, especially in echoey spaces, and unsurprisingly, a courtyard is an echoey place. And there just appear to be a couple of kids in particular who just all they do when they're outside is yell. Which I got to admit, I don't get. You can hear that. I mean, he just outright just shrieking his head off. Yeah, natural attunement. And gathering storm. Give me a sec. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Just screaming and crying, and I don't know why they insist on inflicting that on everyone else. Let's see. We go here. Attack speed. Makes sense. A infant crying is kind of a symbol for, I'm not happy. You're my parent. Fix this unpleasant state of being, will you please? Alright, summon thorn totems. Fires thorns. Yeah. I don't remember. Can you have more than one up? You can.
Almost there. I'll see you ahead.
I know it's a Monday, but I hope everyone's week has gotten off to a non-excruciating start. It's a Monday. I don't, want to set a totally unreachable goal. But there were certainly some times, some Mondays, that were pretty excruciating.
It's not. Speaking of, I must head
Back
there
before
now.
I got all
Feel
retired.
free to look around. I'll see you shortly.
Let's see. So, melee lightning. That should be better, and health on hit. So we're currently doing whacking for 34. I would assume whack for 44? 60. Oh, I love this hammer. It's the best hammer in the history. It's so pretty. I did set some stuff aside for this character. It should be here. We have a helm, strength, void resistance, armor, and +1 maximum companions.
Right.
Why, yes, I would like to join the Circle of Fortune.
Wait, what?
Look at this. We're already in tier 4. How nice.
Then you will not be
Countbound
surprised when
stuff
I
is
formally
always a
invite
win.
you to join the Circle of Fortune.
When a green item drops, instead of 1, you get the whole set. Chance for idols to drop, increased numbers, a rune of ascendance use. And enemies have a 35% chance of dropping twice as many items. That's just win, win, win. Wins all around for everybody. Well, me, actually. Just pretty much me.
Grail was just one there. Both not you. You could you. They should do this.
The COF, the Circle of Fortune, is one of the things they've done. Absolutely slam dunk right. They've been working on the other option, which is the Merchants Guild, Merchants. Merchants Guild, huh? As that one has had its issues. I don't get a second freaking wolf. But I've got 2 companions. I want another wolf. I'm now level 5. I have to get out of that habit. Note to self, get out of that habit. Let us. All right. We'll move the wolf heal / summon to there. We'll leave the summon thorns and we'll put swipe there. We will also give ourselves more attunement with nature. Lightning pen. Angie plants. Plants vs. Zombies? Alright, that thing cutting me off from hitting him with anything is kind of really annoying. That thing is really now getting to be quite annoying. So the solution when something annoys you, just like in real life, is to hit it with a really big stick. History does tend to underestimate the value of hitting people, things with enormous big sticks. Sorry, the armored phoenixes are getting on my nerves. Oh, we've got a sec. Oh, we've still got a shrine buff. Might as well keep using it. Where do you think you're running away to? Good dog. And we're almost out of the shrine buff. We'll go ahead and more lightning and cold resistance. More attunement. Leave us 2 points here and then we go there. For excited bolts. Oh my. We will bonk this. Again, we're back to the if you hit something with a big enough stick, things happen. That guy run away. He did. Oh, I'd never noticed. Seen this before. There's a little chamber there with nothing in it other than a corpse, but still kind of cool. Just never gone past that little thing. Surprised that I could be surprised in the very beginning of the game. I am attuned. I now have a Terra's Blessing. We are using a swipe. I think we want to stick with the Gathering Store. So we'll put a Terra's Blessing there. Nearest allied target is healed for 100 health. The target's one of your minions, and the healing is tripled, and the minion is energized. We just got a Terra's Blessing. Previously we got Swipe. Now I have an item or two that are swipe-oriented items. It is nice having a more traditional movement skill, as I didn't previously have one of those on the character I was playing on stream anyway. All I had was an ill-used protection skill. And we're out, sadly, of our buff. I'm not sure why it flew into the corner, I guess. Oh, it didn't like one of my totems. Ow. Hey, dude, not cool. Whoops. Okay. He hits hard. Res the minion back up. Wow. Impressive. My first tell of the day is the bot spam. And they're banned. Let's see, we're there and there. Hi, I'm back. Oh, sure, we'll wear that. We'll equip that. Is this better? Health regen is nice. Less armor, a little fire resist. These things have fire. Makes sense to me. Best viewers on scumbag website space.com. Remove the space. Thank you. I know how the internet works.
That should hold them. First thing, well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first.
It goes 5 there first, and then 5 in Winter's Restoration.
If you don't know why Orion is after us.
Health and health restored on a hit every 3 seconds. Because in the end, evidently, we're going to be, Thorns. Well, hopefully that's, we've gotten that out of the way for the evening. It seems to pop up once a night. Goes away for a little while. Well, it didn't really go away. Briefly, Twitch had added their URL to the banned list, but because Twitch are not geniuses at this whole internet thing, they didn't make it they made it the entire URL instead of scumballwebsite.com. So instead of scumball website being dink knocked out, just if it has .com as well. Oh my god, that's just not very smart. Melee Fizz. 15 melee lightning is just double plus good, so because we're already hitting things with lightning. But why not hit them with double plus lightning? If you care enough to give the very best, hit them with a really big hammer and a bunch of static electricity that you got from scooting your feet along the floor. But only if you have a rug. Really, I don't think it works if you don't have a rug. I am not afraid. I will charge into combat and simply annihilate them. Because like I said, I'm not afraid. I don't understand how Twitch, I mean, they're smart enough they can warn you that they think that that's a spamming site, but instead of, like allowing you to confirm that it is and select some text that if it ever shows up, just send it immediately to the Bitbucket. It's like they don't actually have any coders working for them.
I'm sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure the Epoch's safe.
And any account that gets banned from, a dozen different streamers in an hour is automatically banned from the system.
Good.
They can appeal, but of course they're not going to do that. They're not a real person. All right. Back to the Keeper's camp. They have an enemy faction. It's the Finders. Yes, I did make that up. However, did you know?
Eterra's blessing. Prayers be with you.
Where were we? Over here, I think? Well, let's add 18 to my strength and 77 health, and our minions have a chance to inflict bleed. That seems pretty good. Next up, level 9, we've got a book. Is that offhand? It's an offhand. I don't think we end up using that then. Although the +2 to all minion skills seem pretty good. Maybe swap in a taste of blood? We'll see. We'll see. They got to get rid of the stupid conversation system. If I'm talking to a vendor, I don't want to have two options. Shop or leave. No. Just take me straight to the shop. If I want to leave, I hit escape. Ta-da! I have saved one keystroke. Every single time.
I should inform you that I'll be leaving for Majelka as soon as I am able.
It just irritates the heck out of me. When I say heck, I mean hell.
Everything okay? What that we there? Are you stay safe, stay alive, and bring Balthus back.
So I think we go to 5 here. then 6 there, then 3 there, and then 1 there, and then we choose Shaman. No hugs. Please don't squeeze the Shaman. That's a really old guy commercial reference. Look up Mr. Whipple if you don't get the reference. Maybe better yet, don't. Oh, Warpath. So much fun. That I'm just going to use the Warpath to murder for as long as they'll let me. I'm assuming that plus 17 strength on my Armor of Onus Tull is probably adding to the utter devastation I'm inflicting on everything in the general vicinity. We don't have much time left. We're almost out. We're out. It was fun while it lasted, you know. Ooh, silver ring is good. Movement speed, and it even has a couple other things. Fire damage, health regen, sure. The second one we equip is the Summon Thorn Totem, I do believe. Give me a sec, I have to check. I am using a build guide. So first, Thorn Totems have a chance to release twice as many thorns with each burst, and increased crit chance by 50% and 5% damage increase on those thorns as well. It was a trap. Yeah, I kind of figured out it was a trap because it was a trap. Thank you, though. That's very thoughtful. Not very helpful, but thoughtful. Just hit loot overload, loot lizard, split shrine. Yep, that'll do it. That will do it. How you doing, Snoopy? Yeah, the last Epoch version of a Goblin pack will most assuredly be loot overload. Especially if you've got really good AEs and you basically mega blast them all at once. Yeah, they'll pop out in very large numbers. They generally stick around a while. So you can track down, even if your DPS isn't great, you can track down a fair number. Were you running Shaman? I think you were. But of course my brain is an extra large batch of cottage cheese. So, okay, I did remember correctly. Yay me! Good work, Lance. Thanks. Well, this one will grow up as well, I believe, to be a shaman. I think we want excited bolts. And I can tell you, as a man of a certain age, I definitely would like some excited bolts. Less mana, damage per 10 current mana, well that's nice, and a max damage bonus. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Tornado, that's right. Well, my intent is to make this into Reflect, Thorns build, because I've never had one. And it seems like it might be fun. And perhaps nifty. Level 55 and working on Chapter 9. Very nice. I assume you have joined, I'm going to guess, Circle of Fortune? Could be Merchant's Guild. Alright, what's the Nemesis got for us? Tome of Elements. Gloves. That's not bad start at all. +1 to summon Wolf. That's not bad either. We'll go ahead and empower this. Yep. I really think that unless, you've got a specific reason to go Merchant's Guild, most of the reasons most of us play ARPGs is for the empowerment curve. We like getting more powerful. And if you're just buying it, it just doesn't seem like as much fun. And so the Circle of Fortune provides you with all the tools you need to get the stuff you need, or, at least make it not incredibly impossible to get most of the stuff you would need. Through the already existing game systems. Basically, it's a really good piece of game design. Like starting with one character and getting loot for alts? Yeah, exactly. After all, I created one alt yesterday and another one today, so yeah, I kind of agree. Was everyone served? Oh, excellent. Yeah, and COF is really good in, empowering your alts to make gearing up a lot easier. I'm getting all kinds of two-handed weapons, which is what we want. Typically play 3 or 4 per season. Yeah, for me it varies quite a lot. Same is true with Path of Exile. There have been a Path of Exile leagues. I believe the most I ever did for any Path of Exile league was 12 builds. 12. I was playing it for almost until the next, the next league came out, next season. But normally, historically, minimum like 3 or 4 for a PoE season. Not so much. In essence, since they brought out, since Nemesis League went core, the number of builds and the amount of time I spend on the game is much, much less in PoE. I just feel that that's a disastrously bad design choice they made with that. And the game has suffered, and they stubbornly refuse to remove it. Well, at least so far. Who knows? From the announcements for PoE 2, it seems like they may have realized that they'd pushed their luck too far. And with that last patch, basically everyone stopped playing after a week. Whoops! Maybe our design goals were not the smartest? Not consistent with what our player base, our well-established player base really wants? Oops. There was nothing wrong with Nemesis as a league, a challenge league. But the mechanic going core was just a terrible choice. And in my opinion, and it's completely my opinion, utterly a matter of ego on the part of the developers. That they won't roll back what is obviously an unpopular choice. And it's not like they have no experience with rolling back stuff. They've done it a lot in the past, or if not rolling back, fixing broken mechanics. It's like, oh, that's not working like we thought we would. Everyone hates it. Let's try and fix it. They've done it countless times before. It's one of the things when you're rolling out content at the pace they historically have and trying to be creative, you're going to screw things up. And most of the time, they're very good about, okay, this mechanic, as we implemented it, is dumb as a bag full of wet hammers. So we're just going to throw a bunch of fixes at it, and then we're going to pretend it never existed and it won't go forward.
I will wait there.
But the Nemesis changes. It's like it's a matter of ego on somebody's part. I don't get it. But then I sort of felt the same way about a lot of the changes that they made between PoE 1 and PoE 2. That a lot of the changes and choices they made were pure ego. My best example of that would be having to manually refill your potions in town. No, that's a terrible mechanic. It's stupid. There is no player who would stand there with a straight face and say, yes, that's fun. But one of the developers said it's fun. Boy, is it not fun. Okay, well, that's clearly better, so we want that. Fizz, throwing, health. A lot of health. I don't think the ward's that helpful. More health. More health, definitely helpful. Minion damage, fizz damage, resists. Cast speed doesn't really do much for me. I'm going to have to go through all of my weapons. Well, almost all of these weapon drops now, aren't I?
Right.
Let's see what we've got. So if we go with the one-hand weapon, at least temporarily, we can go with Tolmat's Incorrect History of Eterra. Gives me more spell damage. Gives me +2 to the minion skills. Gives me a big honking pet to come out and play. So, we're going to break this up into 2 batches. I'm going to be all logical and stuff. You might want to take notes. This doesn't happen very often. Okay, we're going to assume that additional affixes don't exist. So right now we're whacking things for 126 with the Storm, and that doesn't really show up. So basically none of the rest of them do we get numbers from except Fury Leap. So we'll stick with the Gathering Storm. 126. 73. So we're looking for something better than 126. Sorry. 82. 75. 79. I can't use and I can't use. Yet. Level 20 things dropped? Level 20 things dropped. Must have been from one of the other mobs. Well, anyway. So, we know that none of the one-hands are anywhere near as good. Now, if we could get a decent chunk, 2/3 isn't enough. If we could come with like 105 or something like that, maybe. So, 126. 157. That seems better. I'm going to assume this one's going to be less than 157. Significantly. 102. 115. 102. 108. So, increase melee damage and melee physical damage. Those are both pretty good, I gotta say. So, how about some more melee damage? Would you like some more melee damage with your melee damage? Yes, please. And maybe some more melee physical damage with your melee physical damage? I require a level 11. That's fine then. What was it before? Because it's at 165 now. That's the 80. That's the wrong one. 165 versus, what was it, 120? Yeah, 126. All right, now we're going to sell all of these. Well, we're going to sell most of these. Some of these we may want to break down for parts. That's got melee fizz, melee attack speed. Spell fire damage. Orion's Pike. That one wasn't really in the running. A little surprised. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and bust that one up too. We're busting up a bunch. We're breaking up this old gang of ours. That is much higher level. Not impressive numbers on it other than what you get from it being much higher level. All right, let's see. We've got 374,000. We're going to go ahead and bust these up for parts because we're going to need more parts soon enough. 2, 4. We got all 4 affixes out. It's a good start. 1, 2, 3, 5. We got 3. 3, 5. We got 4? Really? Wow. Impressive. Most impressive. 2 and 1. Oh, all right. Just because I said I was going to bust them all up. 4. We got 3. 1 to go. 4 affixes. We got 3. Pretty good returns on our investment, so to speak. Okay, and
Right.
we'll go ahead and drop this down here. No, I did what I wanted to do is I wanted to check what the difference was, because that is 165. That's 145. And it's got Orion's Affix, which is a special one with the Spellfire. No, and I don't think we can pry off the Orion's Affix. I don't think that works, but we'll try. No. Had to try it. Well, I didn't have to, but, you know.
He's back. He's been quiet since he...
You're back. No.
Why don't you just send me deep into the future when the world is entirely messed up? You know, 2025.
With the Epoch's power, I'll finally be able to...
I kid, of course. Or do I? It is not kid. All right, we are in the crumbling ruins.
What is this place? The spirits, they are in pain.
Double the crit chance. I think the base crit chance is 5%, so doubling it is 10%. I can math like nobody's business. All right, this is the big despair. We go here. Increased spell damage and increased minion spell damage. I will hit you with my great sword. It's a really big sword. I'm proud of my sword. Also, there's the combat one with edges. Yeah, it was a dick joke. Couldn't help myself, sorry. The little boy just never completely grows up into the man, you know? The last refuge outskirts. Minions take 50% less damage from all sources. But they take full damage from all sauces. So keep the béarnaise away from them, and definitely don't let them near the gravy.
Gods be with you.
Don't call your pet dog a stupid dog. It's a good boy. Stays with you even when you're dying. Go down here. Oh, it's a Slayer's spiked great club of stone. Of course I want that. Used to belong to Slayer. You know, the band. I'm sure that's what it means, right? Oh, a level! How nice for me. Actually, it's pretty nice. I'm not going to naysay it. I like lots of levels, and I cannot lie. More spell damage, more minion spell damage. I don't know where we go from here. Where do we go from here? That's 4 points, so the next point will be... That's going to be the same for the last point? Yeah. We'll be getting thunderous strikes. And also, on our cactus, Titan's Bane. It fires a single projectile, but it casts it faster, with more accuracy, and extra hit damage against rares and bosses. So it's a big-ass thorn. No. The law of XKCD makes it clear that if I say big-ass thorn, it is kind of required for you to, instead of seeing it as big-ass space sword, that you see it as big space ass sword. If you're not familiar with XKCD, what are you doing with your life? Not sure how long XKCD has been on the internet, but I do know I have been reading it for most of that time. He's coming back, I knew it. At least they give you the visual. We want to empower again. It's the ice one. Oh my god, he's the worst. There's not even anything close to him. The rest of them are walks in the park compared to the ice guy. The ice guy is terrible. I get to fight him one more time. Oh boy, look. You can see the enthusiasm is just dripping off of me. This way. Sorry, my wolfy friend. My wolfy friend killed him much faster than I could have. That was impressive. So far, I have to say that this feels stronger than the mage character I created yesterday. Early on, anyway. As the mage character is still not feeling particularly strong yet. He's level 35, I think. He's great against, batches of mobs out in the wilderness, but or as near as good as he needs to be against bosses and the like. It's maelstrom. The word is maelstrom, not maelstrom. The number of streamers I have seen mispronounce that word drives me crazy. I understand why you would think maelstrom, but that's the kind of thing that once one person tells you about it, and I'm sure they've been told, they go, oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know that. I will stop saying it wrong. I mean, that was what happened with me when a friend of mine informed me that there's no such word as irregardless, which is true. There is no actual, real, correct English word. Pardon my eyes runneth over. Irregardless. It's either regardless or irrespective. But being corrected by him, guess what? I don't use irregardless anymore. So, from now on, all of you will correctly pronounce it. Maelstrom. And I'm aware of it when I was very young, reading Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, who has a story, I believe, titled Into the Maelstrom, about a maelstrom that occurs off, I think, the coast of Norway, but, I mean, that's a long time ago since I read that. And my brain is telling me it's actually called the Muskestrom. But, again, I probably haven't read it for 55 years, so my memory on that is probably not completely accurate. I'm going to open the rift and go to the ancient era, because as a primalist, I should be primal, don't you think?
I'll take the lack of
Now, theoretically, we want one of these chest pieces. That one? That's the one, so we're going to want that. We're going to need one of these, so we're going to need 30 leaves. We have the horns already. And it's going to cost 10,000 bones. So, we're just 2 leaves short, and that will leave us with no leaves and no horns and just 2,700 of the currency. So then we will need 30 more leaves and 14,500 bones. That might be a big ask. And I don't think there's a specific way you can, sort of farm. The crafting mats. Or currencies, I guess, technically. Other than making sure that you go into every rift when you can. Believe me, I've been doing that the whole time. Ow! Whoa! Alright, that's kind of bullshit, guys. If you could cut that out, I would be duly appreciative. poison. Do not stand in the poop. One of the prime lessons you learn playing MMOs, ARPGs, do not stand in the poop. Holy crap! Yep, lots of poison and other unpleasantness. I am out of potions. That's probably not great. All right, we got one. We've got another one. Gloop. I said gloop, as in Augustus Gloop, everybody's favorite failure from Willy Wonka. Obviously, it's Augustus Gloop. I mean, he clearly is the coolest of the non-cool kids. So I'm going to have to be a little bit shy and do a lot of dropping my totems and letting them do the work. Up till here, I'd been feeling pretty powerful. Not so much anymore. Interesting. 24 forging potential on a white item. That might be worth trying to play with. So, I guess maybe, and if so, this is something I like. They have a higher base crafting potential on the white items that drop in the primal areas. That would be a very cool, sort of nifty bonus. So again, pardon me if I kind of chicken it up. But these things are no freaking joke. All right, so is this the one that leads to the room with the boss, or is this the one that leads to the room with the chest? I think this is the one that leads to the room with the boss, so we'll go back to where I think the chest is. I am correct. I never get tired of being right. It doesn't heal the wolf as much as I kind of hoped. How many hit points does the stupid wolf have anyway? We don't really know. All right. We now have the primal boss coming up. First tier of him. I'm not sure what the other primalists' goodies do. Well, all right, we have defeated it, and now we know we're going to need a lot more primordial petals. So we want to choose the one that's going to give us primordial petals. Grows flowering vines from its shoulders that spit needles. Those needles suck. I don't like that. But we're going to need a lot of those leaves. Where were we going? Oh, yes, here. this way. Hello, sir. Get out of here! I'm just trying to save your life. Get the hell out of Dodge. Presumably Dodge City. Oh, I got a chest, and those mobs came up behind. We'll just go ahead and we'll just make sure that we open the chest. It's fear of missing out. It's very real in ARPGs. I used to have a terrible mental block that required me in the early days of Diablo and Diablo 2 to explore every last square inch of every map. For those who've played the game know that that's the wrong approach. PoE finally broke me of the habit for the most part. Another level 13. I'm so lucky. All right, now we'll help Elder Urza. That's Urza. But there is a group of people who have a club called Better Than Urza. That's an old guy music reference. Got him.
Go on. I'll be right behind you.
He'll be right behind me. Imagine my joy. I'm going to AFK for a second, refill my coffee cup. I'll be right back. And like it or not, I'm back. I mean, hopefully you like it, but, you know. What else did we open up? Warcry? I think we end up using Warcry. Storm crows.
What? Go on then. Bah.
Go on then.
The gods have long left this world. But
Yeah, the gods have long left this world. Because you guys are jerks, okay? Mostly that's the reason. Nobody wants to hear that, but you're jerks. Well, we have a second ring. That's easy. Do we have any primalist? Specific 3 wides? That's a 4 wide, sadly. That hat is level 30. We can't wear that yet. But we can wear one of these. We can wear this and one of these two that we set aside. No primalist 3 wides. All right. So, let's see. We'll check the 2 high Weaver idols first, as those can be very good. Health regen and fit, that's not bad. Health, mana, and mana. None of these yet are quite floating my boat. Necrotic resistance. If that was void, I would be using that. More necrotic. Why so much necrotic, guys? Can I ask you a question? Why so much necrotic? Cold pen. Health and health regen. Pardon me, just give me a sec here. I promise. I'll be relatively quick. Lightning pin, ward per second. That actually sounds pretty good. I'll go with that. And we'll grab a couple of... Ooh, damage reflected. That sounds nice because that's what we want to do in the long term. Health regen and a big chunk of health. Sure, that's fine. This can go in there. That can go in there. Let's see, 29% or 29 melee damage. Don't think that's going to be as good. 185. Not even remotely close. Nope. That one we're going to poke at a bit. This is melee damage. And a little bit of spell damage. That might actually be almost as good. 185. 122. Guess not. Nope. Physical damage, minion fizz, minion damage. Sure, why not? Sold! And that's got to be better than the gray white item we got sitting there. The belt is coming out because we're replacing it with a different belt. Minion damage, int, cold resistance, and melee cold damage from minions. As opposed to minion damage, poison, and void resist. That's a big chunk of minion damage. And technically, totems are minions. All right, this one is minion damage, int, a lot of fire resist, and melee fire. Or this, which is minion health, physical skills, movement speed, throwing attacks, inflict bleed, and reflect again. Okay, that one we just added there supposedly has 123 damage reflected to attackers. This is 25. It's not a huge gain. I think we'll go with this. Minion damage int, a lot of fire resist. Only 3 potion slots, though. I'm actually going to go with that one. So we sell all of the junk. We drop... Oh, but this does... Is this going to give us 2-piece? Yeah, 5% chance to replenish a potion when Bone Golem strikes an enemy. I sadly do not have a Bone Golem, so that 2-piece bonus, or possibly even a bonnet. I don't even want to know what a bonnet is. Let's not go there. I did want to check and see how the one-handed stacked up. Currently at 205 on the two-hander. 305, that answers that question. We now have an open slot for an offhand. Let's say like this one, which increases our spell damage, increases our minion skills, minion damage, both melee and spell, and a lot of elemental resistance. That seems like a winner to me. So much to the point that I guess I'll just toss this in here in case. But I think we just significantly increased our damages. I do want to check and see what I'm supposed to have equipped right about now. They have Wolf, Fury Leap, Patera's Blessing, Thorn Totem, and Gathering Storm. The Wolf ain't really doing much for me right now. So maybe instead we go with Ravens, because we just got those. Up to your companion limit, so I can summon an additional one of those because of the helm I'm wearing. Stormcrow casts spells from a distance. We also get bonuses to our spell damage. When its health drops down to 0, it's downed. Stormcrow's a companion. You can have a maximum of 2 companions at once by default. I should be able to get 2, right? We'll find out. Maybe I can only get one of each, in which case I would need to have both equipped, but we'll try. I wasn't impressed, frankly, with the wolf. It's been a long time since I played Primalist, so. And there's my extra pet from the offhand item. Yeah, we have 3
Impossible.
ravens. And the eye. The immortal ear, they call it. So I think all of the pets you can summon with this offhand item all have sort of joke names. Yeah, all of my minions are now going to just they're going to bust things up. Let's just be honest about that. They're going to mess things the bleep up. 1, 2, 1 is where we currently are. 1, 2, 1, 1. Thorn Totem's thorns can pierce enemies up to a maximum. Oh, that just seems like an absolutely delightful choice. That guy did not last very long. I'm so upset by him not lasting very long. We're going to get a Rift Beast. And if we stand out here, we can see that the Rift Beast is already like 1/3 dead, and we haven't even whacked it yet. We got a Primordial Petal, we got some bones. That seems way better than the wolf. At least with the items I've got to back it up. Alright, and over here, we've got 2 more points here because we have the +2 to minion skills. So we actually have to kind of swap over to this. Bear with me for a second. Two points up top. Maximum thorn totems +1 per point. So we can now have 4 thorn totems. Isn't that a shame? And 6 in... This gets us to also Up 1. No, that's not correct. Ah. 4 there. Okay. I need to check one more thing real fast. That's your 8. Spec into Thorn Totem. When we get to level 10, switch to the intermediate tab. Right. Oh, they do switch to the Stormcrows when the Stormcrows become available. And as soon as the Storm Totem becomes available, we grab that. And that... Is that the first thing? Yeah, that's when we open up Shaman. And now I have another pet. Temporarily. An ice beetle. If I had to guess, I would say the ice beetle was probably George. Old guy music reference, he's coming back. Primordial Pig is now what we have. Where previously we had the Immortal Ear, now we have a Primordial Pig, despite the fact it's not a pig. I think it's an axolotl. Not that way, this way. Come on, lads, get your shit together. Note, I've been working on getting my shit together my entire life. It ain't working great, gotta say. Could be worse. Upheaval. And that will be 6 out of 6 for Wisdom of the Wild. And Panion's Acolytes are waiting for us. Are they friendly acolytes? No, of course not. We'll just wander around and we're going to drop another totem every few seconds. And between my birds and my totems, everything's going to roll over. I'm not going to complain about that. I think that's just spiffy. We will now return to the council chambers. And we have a new pet. It was the creepy looking void thing.
Panion's elder wife, you please stop him.
All right, so we're 5, 5, 6. We put 2 more in there, 1 in there, and that will be it for the Primalist tree until we can get access to the Shaman tree. Didn't you promise me a reward? He did, and I think it's one we want, actually. Another point. Oh, I do like points. Avarice, yes. Leech, more elemental resistances. So our elemental resistances, why it's fire? Why it's fire only? I guess we have, okay, 12 and 13. We have nothing else giving us fire, but our cold is capped. That's right, lightning and cold we get as part of our spec. However, physical, poison, and necrotic, they're not looking so great, you know? We're going to be hard-pressed to find a better one-hander, and this is a really good off-hander, and it may stick. So theoretically, this build is supposed to be using a two-hander, but I may stick with one-handers because +2 to minion skills. That's minions including totems. Minion melee and spell damage, plus we get an extra body from the summoned historic minion from a random era. And the elemental resists. It's really good. Got a couple of rings. That one is movement and some other stuff. Neither of those is floating my boat. Nor is that. Summon Thorn Totem. I would use that instead of +1 to maximum companions, but we are not keeping the Thorn Totem for much longer. We're swapping that over for the Storm Totem. But I probably will and should and
Impossible.
bust it up. Got the Thorn Totem shard. Excellent.
Yes.
So the question will be when we get to here, minion health and personal health double dip is probably going to take over from the doublet of Onos Tell. That's level 27, that's a ways off. 28 is Tears of the Forest, which increases Spriggan form, where we're going to spend a lot of our time. And then here, this is 1 to maximum companions and wolf, but I don't think we end up using wolf here, so I'm not sure this will make the cut.
Follow your feet.
But right now, we feel a lot more powerful than the other character we created yesterday at the same level, by far. Granted, some good chunk of that is the items that I have buffed myself up with. But I did some buffing on my mage character as well, and it just hasn't kicked in to anywhere near the same degree. This, I think, is a lot more common with a second character in a league, is that it feels really strong because you've got some good buffing items. For whatever reason, the mage stuff I have just wasn't especially impressive for buffing purposes. Gotta say, the Ravens are ripping things up in comparison with the damage buff they have. Alright, we've got a champion coming in. The Venomous champion. Wow, that was fast. That was quite fast. With the damage bonus, the flat damage bonus that the pets are all getting. Feeling pretty strong. The bridge breaks. And when the bridge breaks, the scary critter will fall. And down will come Idol of Loathing. Body bits and all. Hey, how about I hit him so hard I opened a passageway to the past. I am moitering things right now. Moitering. Like that. We'll go back to the Ruined Era. leaping back forward. We have successfully forward leaped back to where we were. That's 19. One to go. The Upper District. This guy's voice work is the worst in almost any game I've ever heard. You might not be able to hear it because I have voices turned way down.
Where are you going?
Where are you going? It's so bad. It's so
Where are
bad.
you going? God.
Ooh, we got another critter from the past. Come and play. Ow! Primordial petals. We're going to need a lot. Another point for the pokey bits. I think it's another one up north. No, maybe not. Memories of Iterra. You regain mana when a thorn totem dies or is unsummoned. Now we are just really kicking the crap out of everything. Isn't that a shame? We need to go over here. There's a item to loot. Oh, and a nemesis. All right. All right, he's fully empowered. Fortunately, so am I. Let's see, that's not that impressive. That one? Melee damage and minion melee damage? Sure, that seems pretty good. On a regeneration on that, and fire resist on that. That one's pretty good. Okay, we're going to challenge the bad man. He is the cold bad man. The cold bad man is the worst of all of the bad men. But against me and my minions, he didn't stand a prayer. He not only died much faster than those things die with any of my other characters, he presented much less of a threat because he was busy discovering that my pets like to play with their food. Let's just grab this up. That's level 16. I'm just running through the shrine effect is murdering everything right now. The Armory. Hey there. I am having a perfectly reasonable Monday. I hope yours hasn't sucked. I do try to set a reasonable goal, and not sucking is about the most you can get out of a Monday. All right. All our friends are about to have a really bad day. As there are many critters I don't know if it is conceivable that you could save the NPCs. Maybe? This one's still alive. Well, you can at least save him until the big bad guy shows up. That's a first. I don't think I've ever done. Did we actually save one of the NPCs? No, it doesn't look like it. I think when the big bad guy shows up, he curb stomps them, which is unfortunate. But, you know, life finds a way until it doesn't. Well, we've got another point. I don't have access to any other skills, so we'll just keep pouring points in here until, attack speed. What else we got? Mana gain per storm stack on use, maximum storm stacks. Sure. Why the heck not? Crafting. Okay, I could craft, sure. How about attunement? We'll just craft attunement on. We'll craft 3 attunement on. Our attunement goes higher.
Eterra's grace be with you. Take care of yourself.
But right now, our minions are just crushing. My birds, my totems, my enormous big badass critter summoned from the depths of time itself. Oh, heck, why not go this way and get the shrine? Sure, it's out of the way, but, 100% critical strike chance base seems pretty good. Guaranteed crits because we like big crits and we cannot lie. It doesn't fit in my inventory. How unfortunate. Let's sort. That's the thing when you're just running through murdering every little thing. And once again, check the new nemesis. Well, we'll definitely empower it. We don't even need to look. We'll empower it. It's the storm one. Whoops. Don't want to stand next to him. Or you might find the result shocking. Never mind. I didn't say anything. There it is. Talk to this guy. Hey, dude, how you doing? Yeah, you've done great. You've done good work. You've done such good work, I decided to not let that thing face murder you. You're welcome. Okay. Chapter Big Bad. Elder Panion has got cooties. Alright, the fire's going to go round, 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 right round, baby, right round. Oop. And he's going to die in a real fast freaking hurry. I've picked up the shard, or sharded myself. We'll speak to this guy. Hey, how you doing? Nice place you got here at the end of time. Increase mana regen, that's nice. The buffs we're getting from this are just so big right now. I can't see swapping over to a two-hander anytime in the near future. But this, I can see swapping into immediately. This one we will... Oh, that goes there. That goes there. Boots. Okay. This, we're going to, we have attunement. Void resist, health regen. What minion goodies could we throw on there? None, really. Dex, minion health, certainly minion. Ooh, damage reflected. Why not? Attunement. How about some health regen? Alright, that's as much as we can do for now. Let's see. From 318 per axe whack. Oh, is it actually? Yeah, I think so. We're currently at 318 per axe whack. 293, slightly less. We lose 18 strength, which is a not insignificant number. But we do gain 4 attunement. And our minions are doing increased melee damage along with us. So I think in the long run, this one's probably better. But maybe not. Regardless, that's what we're going with. We're going to bust this one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got all 4 out. Wait, what? 4 minion critical strike? Wow. Okay, I didn't realize that was a tier 4. Holy crap! We got all of the shards out when we sharded ourselves. Yes, I used that joke again. I like to think of it as recycling the joke rather than reusing the joke. See, the dude enjoyed it. He may have missed it the first 8 or 10 times I made the joke. The thing is when the first time I come up with a joke like that, I think it's really funny. And I'm probably right that it's pretty funny. But it sticks in my head and I can't get rid of it. Which means I keep using it over and over and over and over again. Okay, we are going with Shaman, which will give us the Storm Totem. Our totems get cheaper, our attunement goes way up, and we gain a lot of elemental resistance while we control a totem. So in other words, we're totem friendly. Whereas our other choices are Beastmaster, which gives us one more companion, and they and I deal half 50% increased damage, plus the ability to summon raptors. Or Druid, which allows me to change into a bear, and when you're leaving the transform state, you gain damage reduction and increased health and mana, but we're going with Shaman. Okay. Now that we have Shaman opened, we can start putting some points into Shaman. Good, good, good. Shaman. And it's going to be... Oh, do we start in Shaman? We might not even be starting in Shaman. Hold on. We start in Druid for the passive bonuses. Okay. Because we've chosen Shaman, that opens up the entire tree. The other two are only open about halfway. But in this particular case, we want to put 5 points right off the bat into one of the Druid skills, as gives us additional health, additional mana, and because we put in 5 points, when you directly cast a spell, you regain its mana or rage cost as health, basically turning spells into heals to some degree. Oh, we forgot to drop off the Gambler's Fallacy. We'll put it there so we don't forget next time. But we also need to change up our build a wee bit. At 20, we gain access to the third skill slot. Right, so we swap into Storm to... Oh, wow! We have both Thorn and Storm totems? That strikes me as odd, but evidently that's what we're doing. Okay, we're fully toteming up. We respec out. I'm going to double check. I mean, it sure looks like that's what the build is saying, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. Intermediate, when you get your Shaman, respec Gathering Storm for Summon Storm Totem is your main damage skill for the rest of leveling. But why go with both the Thorn and Storm? Not sure I understand that. Oh, I've gotten into Storm Crows earlier than they recommend, but the Crows have been absolutely kicking ass. But okay, we're going to assume that this is what they want us to do. Oh, we also do get 2 more points because the Storm totems are also minions. So instead of getting the default, 4? Yeah, we're going to have 6. So we have 4 points, but when we put Storm Totem in, Storm Totem in, we have a 6. Magic. Okay, and the 6 points in Storm Totem go into... We go east for 2, and then south for 2, and south for 2 more. East for 2. Storm Totem has more cast speed, multiplicative. South for 2. Storm Totem's individual lightning strikes damage enemies in a larger area. And south for 2 more. Increasing the mana cost and increasing the damage multiplicatively.
I see your trials in the return to last refuge. We will meet again.
All right, so what skills am I supposed to have? What 5 skills? I don't have Spriggan yet. Okay, so a Terra does come off. That makes sense. For Sturmturtum, we have Sturmturtum. And another point. Back to the council chambers. Hey, I just talked to you countless years in the future, dude. You look pretty good. We'll get back to him after we tidy up this one.
Stay safe.
Why entice by you? Thank you. There is an old passage to the surface. I will dispel.
We will drop off. Oops. Hi, how you doing? I'll keep an eye out.
Do not dwell on regrets. May a terror smile upon you.
May a Terra smile upon me. That would be nice. But now I know how the story ends. It's a little more complicated than that. Or does it end that way? Who's to know? Why did that Okay, there we go. We got two of them. We have two gambler's fallacies now. That's Fallacy, not Phallus. Okay? God, I can't take you guys anywhere. All right, so at 27, we're looking at that. And then at 28, we're looking at that. And eventually, we're looking at Hazel Root. Spell damage per 3 attunement. Actually, we may go to that. That and that would be quite the combo platter. Do I have I thought I had a third Hazel Root somewhere. I thought I had a third. I thought wrong. Just the two. And neither out of them has... Oh, that one has LP at least. Wow, 2 LP too. That's actually really honking good. Okay, we're headed back out into the world where void and darkness and bad things wait for us. I'm so excited. Eee! Ooh! The kid... I think the kid in the courtyard is pronouncing his vowels. Vowels with a V. God, you guys. Not sure why we're keeping them both, but we appear to be keeping them both. So, there's a cooldown on the storm totems. Right, so we drop a storm totem. Which I've got to say looks pretty freaking awesome. I don't think I've ever used Storm Totem again, and I may never play another skill as long as I live. Nice, really nice graphics job on that one, I gotta say. Oh dear. He didn't run nearly fast enough. Far enough. Well, anything enough, really. Storm Totem, very good. I wonder how many other sort of hidden gem skills there are in the game that I've just never gotten to use. Because this one is kicking significant amounts of ass. Cooldown is, I think, 3 seconds, and it lasts for like 8. I've got a shitload of poison on me, but I don't care. I'll go bear. Yeah, we are doing a fine, perhaps even admirable job in kicking the living shit out of everything. I approve. I'm magnifying lens, and I approve this message. Yeah, I don't know how much of it is build driven and how much of it is item driven right now. I suspect a good chunk of it is item driven, because I do have some really, really good items driving it. I've entered the sheltered wood and exited the sheltered wood.
Philosophy. The void transcends reality, and by embracing it, so could they.
Dude could maybe make a great typist. All those extra limbs. Boxer. How different would boxing be if all boxers got an optional third arm on either side? I have no idea why that occurred to me. He's got a really good range, too, on them lightning bolts that it's lobbing around. I like that skill. Okay, I have made up my mind. It's a good skill. Wasn't convinced before. Really convinced now. It's a solid skill. And I imagine against bosses, when you drop 3 seconds in, you drop a second one. Well, I guess we're about to find out. We have another point in Thorns, which will get us up to 9. So 8 to 9 in Thorns. Give me just a second. We are currently at 8, and 9 is another point in Memories of Terra. All right, let's go ahead and drop that. Oh, we're going in again. Okay.
Ready. We have once again cornered a rift beast. Let's see what you've got.
We cannot. We don't have. Why can't I buy that? I can buy that, right? I can. We need that if we're going to eventually get that. It requires one of the crystallized hearts. And then a boatload of, what, the leaves or feathers? Those are the feathers, right? Petals. Those are the petals. Those are the feathers. It's going to require a buttload of the petals. But we can go ahead and buy this now. Okay, we have a crystallized heart now, which means that this is now 30 petals away from us. And a few levels, because it has a level 35. Whoops. Requirement. That is an absolute delight. I am happy to report the outstanding success of my new best friend in the game, the Storm Totem. I almost died while I was admiring all of the enormous amounts of damage being done. Note to self, don't do that. Oh, we've got a critter. We have one of the loot lizards. Did you stop running away? Thank you. Of course, he didn't really stop running away. He just stopped running. All right, one of these ways leads to the chest. I'm going to guess wrongly it's this way. I mean, I don't know that it's wrongly, but it's... No, it's the right way. I guessed the right way. All right, more bones. We're going to need a lot more bones, too, because we need like 30,000 bones. Because all I can say is dem bones, dem bones. Dem. 30,000 bones? All right. Once again, we will fight the boss. Oh, I think we're limited to one storm. Yeah, it looks like we're limited to one storm totem at a time. No problem. Okay. We need more primordial petals. Flowering vines now release poison pools. Oh, lovely. Just freaking charming. We will evolve the Rift Beast. We'll talk to Scarven again. We've got 3,600, and we do need... Oh, okay, only 14,500. I thought it was 30,000. So, no, we've got 30,000 petals we need. Sorry, 30 petals and another 11,000 bones. So far, I've spent like 15,000 bones total that I've earned so far. We also did get unique gloves. Evade is replaced by Terrify. Ooh, scary stuff, kids. More damage to feared enemies, attack speed, cast speed, chance to slow attackers, you're immune to slow. Swiftness, I don't know what that is. I assume it's faster movement speed? Above and beyond? I don't know. I don't think those are good, though. Evade is quite important. But we go back. We go back forward in time. Got that? We went back forward. Okay? Everyone's clear. Good. Welcome to Lens, the tourist. He just wanders around, dropping totems to say hi to everyone. I wish to learn. Whoop. Something hit hard. I am going to die because I'm taking things too casually. That's my prediction. At some point, I'm just going to be wandering around admiring the scenery, and something is going to pop me once, and I'm not going to notice, and then it's going to pop me a second time, and that is going to be the limit of the number of times I get. Definitely my favorite bit of voice work in the game is the big round boys. And their, I wish to learn. You know, enthusiasm for science and knowledge. Come on, who doesn't love that? Also, they're very happy. Now, if you're happy and you know it, talk about how you wish to learn. Okay, those guys they are also annoying, however, in the amount of badness they drop on the ground. We have a nemesis again. How are we doing on stuff? Oh, we're almost full on stuff. Okay, let's see. So we've got a fixed, unbreakable affix and poison resistance. This is used for Warpath. Warpath is supposed to be very good. I think I would like to play it. We'll see if we can't get more on the affix front there. Yes, lightning strikes. And you croak. Bad news for him, I guess. There we go. And that has opened up Spriggan form. That's why we want Spriggan form for casting. That explains it. The light has gone on in Lens's head. well, light. It's still pretty dim in there. Okay, really dim. Which one did we just get? I think we just got Storm Totem. And so we want one more point in intensity. No, 2 more points in intensity because we're headed here. If you have at least 3 other totems when you summon Storm Totem, up to 5 are consumed to instead summon a Thunder Totem. So what we want to do is draw Thorn, 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 Storm. And the Storm goes, whoop. Or possibly Storm, Thorn, 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 Storm again, boom, eats all 4, turns into a Thunder Totem, and starts hitting things with Mjolnir and talking like they're in Shakespeare in the Park. I stole that joke from Tony Stark. We are level 19, which means we're almost level 20. At level 20, we grab Spriggan form, which we just unlocked. Conveniently. Why am I going the wrong way? That is a question. I'm going to blame it on the dude. The dude convinced me to go the wrong way. It's nothing personal. It's just your turn. Because obviously, it can't be my fault. So, yeah. I hope you understand. Why is this guy still alive? Oh, it's one of those things. Oh, it's healing. It's got its own freaking healing. Of course it does. Also, the noise they make when they explode is a little unnecessary. Perhaps excessive. It's okay, Mr. Dude. All is forgiven. All are welcome in Lens's stream, except spammers and jerks, pinheads, human flesh eaters. Sorry, I have no place in my stream for autophages, cannibals, whatever you want to call them. Exiled mages are surprisingly tough. Tougher than I remember. Not that they were ever, like, you know, a walkover. But, yeah, they're tough. Whoops. We cannot miss any opportunity to nab another petal. Or bones, for that matter. Something is hitting me, and I'm not appreciative of that. I'm betting it was another one of those I wish to learn guys who I can't stay mad at. They're just so adorable. It's probable that I am too kind. Why did they keep appearing? Seriously, what is up with that? I'm sure you could hear that. Somebody is having an extraordinary amount of fun in the courtyard. Oh, to be young again. Hey, dude. Chill. And just, you know, die. With a little dignity. There we go. We got some bones. And 2 petals. Very nice indeed. All right, I think we'll be heading back into the other tree, into our own chosen tree in a minute, but we'll go ahead. We headed towards, I think, the cultist camp. Is it the cultist camp? Do I remember correctly? Let's go ahead and murder all of these guys because they deserve it. That's all I'm saying. It's the cultist camp. All right, first we're back over here. Fourth point in there. And now, Spriggan form. Okay, so Spriggan form takes the place, I think, of the Gathering Storm, because instead of whacking things, we're going to be casting. But getting out of the habit of right-clicking is going to be tough. So what I can do is I will move the Storm Crows to my right click. If I accidentally right-click that, all it's going to do is resummon one of my Storm Crows. Or maybe make them cast if they have a casting thing. No, A to attack. So yeah, they don't have a special cast. So now we have the Spriggan form here, which is a caster form. I've done a Spriggan build like once before, so I do not really remember the skills. I feel no shame. Okay, I feel a limited amount of shame.
Who are you? Go on.
So many things. What do we have? Okay, yeah, we want to keep that. Actually, melee damage. Neither of those is melee. And the crows aren't melee, and I'm not melee. So this is not as good anymore. And this can get swapped out for any kind of main hand castery thing, I think. This is mana, dexterity, cold resistant health. I think it's actually better. I mean, that one's got attunement. The attunement is still good. The damage reflected is still good. I think we keep it for those. The hat. The additional companion isn't bad, as that allows an additional raven. So for now, we keep that, I think. This is increased minion damage. That includes totems. Somebody's having an enormous amount of fun out there. Aspect of the boar. Do I look like I would use aspect of the boar? It's got the strength. The strength is not a big one for us, I don't think. I almost like that. All right. We drop off stuff in our chest of goodies. Wrong button. Right button. All right. Armor, cast speed, necrotic damage. I don't do necrotic damage, thanks. Physical skills. Do I even have any of those left? Probably the rage jump, like fury leap, whatever it is. Yeah, that's physical. But nothing else is. The damage reflected. Minion health isn't bad. What was the other one I was looking at? Minion damage, intelligence, fire resist, and minion and melee fire damage from minions. The minion damage isn't bad. I think for right now, the 56% increased minion health is probably worth more. All right. We've got everything. We now head north. Into the ruins of Welrun. Where are all my friends? There they are. Let us turn ourselves into one of these for a second. Oh, okay. Then that's what... I guess we don't spend too much time running around in this shape because we can't drop our friendly neighborhood everything. Oh, he's back. We can't drop our totems. So I'm guessing at some point the thorn totems go away. Because you get 8 seconds from a storm totem. So it's enough, you know, to clean up a batch of mobs. Or do a good chunk of damage to a boss while you're running around reflecting the damage they do. What are we looking for? We're looking for some big dudes, I think. We may have already killed one while I wasn't paying attention. You get a pop-up when you finish this quest. It's a nice quest, basically, because when you finish it, you don't have to like run back to anybody and talk to them. There are quests where you have to do that. I hate those kind of quests in pretty much every game ever. Yeah, you can see the bouncing circle right there is one of the mobs we need to kill. He's headed this way. So we will get out in front of him. And he'll wander in and say hi. There he is. He's big. He was big, and that's... Yeah, we killed like 2 or 3 of them previously. And we've got more petals incoming. Well, at least one more petal incoming. Unless, of course, we die. I am sort of taking a little bit of a casual attitude towards the fights because so far we've been pretty much what the fuck ponying everything. Perhaps if I just stand on the other side. Nope, that won't work. Well, I mean, it'll work, but not for a boundless amount of time. Bring around the Rosie. Pocket full of dinosaurs. Primordial dinosaur types. 2 more primordial petals. Who doesn't love that? So I think the bones are actually going to be the sticking point, but we can evolve it so that in the future it also gives us more bones. And if not that one, the next one. You evolve them up to 4 times. Each time adding a kind of item they drop and the equivalent of a mutation. Mutation. The Welrun Undercity. Our dead man awaits us. Pardon me. Okay, after we drop in 5 points into Druid, we're now at Shaman. Where we put 4 points in? That seems like a strange number. Where are we? Huh. Okay. We're back over to Shaman for 4 points there. That just seems weird to me. But we've got points to spend elsewhere. It's so exciting. From 9 to 10 in Thorns. Currently at 9. 10 goes into Memories of a Terra. More mana gain when they die or are unsummoned. 8 to 9 in Storm. That turns on the Thunder Totems. And then 1 or 2 points in. Basically to 8 in Spriggan form. We're currently at... Whoop. Did I spend some? I thought I did. Did I not check? Maybe not. 4 in Totem Warden. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's an easy 8 points. I didn't spend any of them. 4 in Totem Warden. Healing Totem Health is 60%. Healing Totem Duration is 60%. Summoning Speed is 60%. My healing totem. I don't have any healing totems yet. When do I get those? Oh, is that maybe dropped by this when I'm in Spriggan form? That would make sense. Spiked totems, healing totems directly cast from this tree now also shoot thorns. Thorn totem skill tree, mana cost, cooldown, and totem limit also apply. And Unbound Garden for 3, I think. Yep. Additional max totems. Holy crap. And it always summons 3 totems. So when I cast healing totems, which I think is one of the skills I have as a Spriggan, it'll cast 3. So I can now cast healing totems. A single cast, get 3. Drop 2 thorn totems, get us to 5, and then drop the storm totem, and it turns into the bazooka launcher. Got it. Let's take a quick look at what we actually can cast when we're in Spriggan form. So, vines, poisonous vines, they're minions, they inflict poison. Healing totem, which will now drop 3 of them. Heals allies, 100 base health, and lasts 6 seconds. Thorn shield, which is what we use to make ourselves do all kinds of pokey damage. And human form to go back into human form. Ew! And spirit thorns. Alright, fine. We're back in human form. Gross. Humans. Ooh. Ick. And here's the last Imperial. He wants me to destroy The repositories for his soul. His phylacteries. And now there's a phylactery. One phylactery. Ah, ah, ah. Two phylacteries. Ah, ah, ah. Three phylacteries. And we are back to the last Imperial. See, being undead and immortal kind of sucks if you're the only one left. And he dies. The true death. Oof. And back to the cultist camp. The well-run docks. They're pretty run down, so they're not very well run. I know. Same jokes over and over and over again. Imagine how tired I get of saying them, and yet I still do. And that's level 22. Of course, the level famous for being the level that comes right after 21. Yep. We've got critter sign. Let's get out of the way of that thing. We know the critter's going to come jumping for us in time. See? I told you. It's going to come jumping for us eventually. Even if I'm moving, he's hitting me. Jerk. 2 more petals. Already up to what, like 6 or 8 petals? Something like that. Attunement and penetration. I'll just let that sit there on its own. And we now have a big bug, a big void centipede. And if you're smart, you will avoid centipedes. Okay. I have no idea if I made that joke before. I've taken the symbol of hope, because I'm no dope. Back to the cultist camp. Where did everyone go? Oh, they went to the ritual site. Oh, okay. I'll head there now.
Farewell.
The cultists going to a ritual site? It's basically it's a Boy Scout jamboree, you know? That's all. Totally not summoning void creatures. Honest, I swear.
Yes?
You're almost dead. You're almost dead. Oh, you're dead. Giveth me your loot. Spriggan to 9. All right, we just grabbed all 3 in Unbound Garden. Where are we off to next? Guardian of Nature. Healing totems have increased healing effectiveness. What else do we have over here? Ire of Trees. Rage gain on heal. Only benefits you. Healing totems are converted to Fury totems. And that now restore rage instead of healing, but can only affect you. Interesting. I don't think we want that with that, because it gives us more rage than we know what to do with. Wrath of the Glade. Spirit Thorns. Chance from totems is 10%. You have a chance to cast Spirit Thorns from each of your healing totems when you directly cast Spirit Thorns. I'm not sure. Maybe we are going for the rage one. I don't know. I mean, if we were always enraged, don't know why we would need 3 of them to keep our rage up. Alright, we're going to head to the abandoned tunnel. I'm going to finish out this series of quests and then call it an evening, so that's maybe another 15 minutes. Maybe 10 or 15. Oh, we're not going to let you get away, dude. It's just not happening, okay? You've got loot. We want it, precious. We'll have it. I did warn him. That I was willing to give up murdering a bunch of mobs to get his loot. I have priorities. XP is awesome. But loot never dies. Critical strike chance, things are going to die that much quicker. Maybe not even 10 or 15 minutes, the rate this is going. Give me a nice critical strike totem, and I'm good for, well, it lasts. Ding 23. Ooh, lots of shards. Oh, something big. A protective lithrak of the ox. Not sure what it was protecting. Oh, we've got more petals to be claimed. Oh, no, we're going in, which means we will be able to change our settings. Oh, let's, I believe it was 4 to shamanic infusion. Shamanic infusion. RIP Subnautica. Is it more news, or is it just that all of the CEO, all the execs left, and they're suing Nexton, and Nexton is suing them? Because that's going to be a long time before that gets settled, if ever. We're on Thorns. Thorns 10 to Thorns 11. Thorns 10 to Thorns 11. It is Ancient Power. Staying subbed? Well, excellent. I approve of people's... Wow, English is hard. Oh, you wish that I had finished the game. There are a lot of games I don't finish a lot of games. I got further in that than I expected to. But I do understand your frustration. You know, there are streamers playing games that I'm interested in, and when they're not playing that game, I'm less interested. So I do sympathize for sure. We need to grab all these ancient bones we can. And boy, is ancient bones something I am familiar with. Oops, let's make sure we don't get too far out ahead of all of our friends. Lots and lots and lots of unhappy people trying to hurt me in my delicate regions. I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by. It is always appreciated. That's a big spooter. Big weird spooter, because it's got like 4 legs, so it's not really a spooter at all. I don't think. Well, something hit me because I heard a clang. And goodbye to you, and thank you for just dropping by. I do appreciate it every time. So, is the chest over here like it was last time? Because this... Oop, do not... Aha! Aha! You shoot poison at me. I'm not just going to stand there and let you shoot poison at me, sir. Well, I mean, you can shoot it, but I'm not going to just stand there and let you hit me with your poison. That would be foolhardy. And I am many things, and foolhardy is one of them. All right, and Bossy Mom. All right, that's the first time I have summoned up the big super mega thunder totem, and it does a job. All right, so where are we at? We have 9, and we're going to need 30, but we're going to need a lot more bones. What, 10,000 more bones? 10,000 more bones. So this next evolution, I'm going to have them drop more bones if I can. Yeah, more ancient bones. Gains a tail slam ability. That's fine, because we also can't have it be dropping more of the petals because we're not offered that option. So, bones it is. We are 9 to 10 in Storm. Give me a sec. As 9 to 10 goes to Limited Resistance. Storm Totem costs less mana to summon. That seems good. We're back to the real world. Well, technically it's the end of time, not the real world. The Lost Refuge. Lost. Not last. Although, almost the last, too. There's only one other one, so this is the next to the last refuge. Ooh, he's big. Where are all the rest of my friends? Come on, guys, you can't go wandering off like that. I'm relying on you guys to keep me alive. Definitely killing things has gotten a little slower. You know, which makes me sad, but hey, all good things to those who wait. Which, of course, is one of those bullshit aphorisms they feed you. All the good things do not come to people who wait. There are a lot of good things that have never come to me. Did we have a... I guess not. I guess it's just monster. I thought maybe we had a loot lizard pop up. Alright, got another point. Let's check and see where we're going next in Shaman. Yeah, we're going down for 1 in Silent Protector. Okay, that opens up the next tier. Armor with active totem. Totem armor. Increase mana regen with active totem. But it opens up, I guess, Totemic Fury is where we're going next. For 5, probably. Indeed. So we'll be heading here. Attack speed for active totem. Increase cast speed with active totem. All right. We need to go here. Yes, there. This way. Are we going back in time again? I think we are. Level 24. Going back in time. To the ancient forest. Tell you that the storm totem has quite a long range on it. For instance, I'll drop it here. It's still shooting those things. It's still shooting that guy. Quicksilver coil. Unique. So I just started blasting. Bossy dude. Big dragon, I do believe. There we go. That's the big totem. And the big totem again. Yeah, it hits hard. I like the big totem. I cannot lie. Take me back to where I was. My friends there. I do not need to go back in time because I just went back in time and I'm back from being back in time. We have a champion. And he has a lot of friends. How about we have the thunder totem dropping badness on his face. Like that. Yep. Let's clear up this area. Did we take care of everyone? I think we did. Alright, now we've got a Nemesis, and he is challengeable. We're gonna drop. We'll give the big thunder totem a go around him. And again. Lightning sure does crack when I drop it on your head like that, sir. Like that, for instance. Not an extraordinarily active playstyle involved in this one. Not a bunch of leaping around pressing buttons. You're mostly dropping the totems. To the courtyard by Marriott. Very nice hotel, I'm sure. Now we're going to Totemic Fury. It makes me so angry. Up to 10 in Spriggan. Sitting at 9. 10 for Spriggan goes. To Guardian of Nature. All the way up to 4. That's a lot of totem increased healing. I think we're going to go back to town and cash in a couple of quests and call it an evening. We're almost to the end of the act. The temple awaits. But I need to get up and stretch. More idle slots. Very nice.
Do not dwell. May a tear a smile upon you. Farewell.
Yep. Return to... Yep, that's it. Just next up is the temple. I am going to call it an evening right here. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. I appreciate it very, very much. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand with more of my standard version of nonsense. Probably playing last Epoch through until Friday when PoE 2's new patch drops. I might take a day off, but probably not, but I might. I would just want to give you fair warning so you can get on with your life in case I do take a day off. I mean, that would be a terrible blow to all of us. But that's going to do it for tonight. And thank you very much for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your Monday night, or possibly Tuesday morning, goes okay, and the rest of your week doesn't suck. Back tomorrow.